Seems like anything he can go in, get a quick kill on. Maybe stay in there for a while if he's on the Olaf, or maybe get out if he's on that Nidalee. We'll see what they switch around to this time. The ban's somewhat the same. They don't like that Karma on the side of Immortals or the Jack, so two of those picks that we saw from CLG last game definitely playing on the minds of Immortals.
Yeah, Immortals had banned out Vladimir, Ryze, and Azir. And right now CLG are saying, okay, well, we banned out Olaf and Aurelia as well on top of this Rumble, so we had to change some of that up.
Ryze gets banned out once again. We expect to see him on the ban list quite often. See Azir possibly come in here, and then one more jungler. The Olaf was still pretty pertinent for CLG to get a ban on. See if they stick to that. The last counter ban is pretty strong, and it may not be for that Olaf. Nidalee is going to be the one from Immortals, so they're actually are trying to hit those jungle bans a little bit.
I don't think you first pick a jungler here, though. There's going to be a premier top laner or mid laner up. Vladimir, Aurelia, Olaf still on the table, Azir. We're going to have some power picks in this game.
I wonder if they keep switching around, try to put Rain over on something that's tankier in the jungle again. Do we see it actually go to Huni getting something like Vladimir? It's going to be the first pickup. It may go to Pobelter, but we may see Huni try to get aggressive on that as well.
Yeah, that was insta-locked as well. Like, Vladimir's up, you know you're playing Vladimir.
Boom.
We did say Stixxay, buy an Executioner's Calling, but if you're able to get Vladimir and maybe even a Zyra on your side, you could also get Soraka. It becomes incredibly annoying to play against. No Karma, though, available. So, no way to enable his movement speed. May play a Sivir, though.
They do leave the Azir up. They're happy to take that. One of the safest blind picks that we've kind of seen coming about now. Everybody's happy to take that into just about anything. And the Kindred will actually come out for Xmithie.
Yeah, I actually love this combo when you see a team at a high level execute it, because you can save your team and immediately shove the enemy team out of your ultimate. They get no healing. You can instantly blow them up afterwards if they were low enough. So the Kindred ultimate, Lamb's Respite, comes into a really clutch situation if you're behind, and you can also abuse it when you're ahead and do the same thing.
One of my favorite Kindred combos was the Kindred Twitch that we saw. Just sitting in safety, spraying and praying from the back line. There's only been a few of them. But damn, was it great to watch. We'll see what the next pickup is. Oh, that's nice. Got Rain over hovering for Wild Turtle there. It's actually Stixxay's favorite on that Warwick. Playing a little bit of the hover game. Rainover's going to take his Rek'Sai. We expected him to actually have that coming out in the first game, but neither jungler opted for that. And the Nami for Adrian is going to come in. So they still look for a sustained support as they compile their team.
Yep, sustained support has a little bit of engage with the ultimate, the bubble for some catch. And also people forget a little bit about that movement speed on her passive when she casts a spell on somebody.
Basically everything. You could bubble your teammate and get faster.
Yep. Throw the bubble on their feet. Looks like you missed it, but you didn't. And give some movement speed to the Vladimir, and that's going to help them out in those situations. But still, maybe a top lane Vladimir, maybe a mid lane Vladimir. We see it more mid.
Yeah, that's very true.
Reason.
The slow lock-in, always from Counter Logic Gaming, letting that time tick down, kind of putting pressure on the other team. Cloud9 likes to do this with the timer as well. Let that tick down, and then you lock them in. You cause the other team to have a bit of discussion, but during that discussion, they're also wasting their time. And the Tristana coming out for Stixxay. Haven't seen it from him in quite some time.
Yeah, I think he actually pulled it out a little recently. He got play of the game on it against Echo Fox last week, and he played it twice.
You are correct, he did.
Yeah, it's a champion.
I'm a liar.
It's a champion that plays into their split push strategy really well, because if you pick a split pusher here for Darshan, maybe even get him Trundle, then you're in a fantastic situation. You have your wave clear from your Azir, you have your disengage with Aphromoo on Alistar, and then you also have your way to destroy turrets quickly, especially since we took away the turret bombing on Azir W.
Yeah.
So you did a different way.
Maybe you can make turrets, but you can't take them down as fast there. I was going to think maybe Immortals brings back the Jinx. If we go for another lane swap, is it going to be the Demolition team that we used to see coming out in the spring split from teams where they try to drop turrets as fast as possible? But it's not the Jinx lock-in again for Turtle. It's the Ezreal and Lissandra for the last two picks here on the side of Immortals.
Yeah, still flex picks here. Could be top lane, could be mid lane. We've seen Pobelter play a large amount of Lissandra in the past.
Very heavy on the AP. side, if you would, to create a team. Lissandra Vlad.
It's actually very heavy on AP. Ezreal does a decent amount of AP damage or magic damage with the W, with the R. So once he ends up getting his Iceborne Gauntlet on top of his Muramana, then he's dealing a decent amount of physical damage. And he'll probably get Blade of the Ruined King as well, but...
Ooh.
Yep.
Both teams going to need that Executioner's Calling coming out, or maybe Morello Namakan to cut some of the healing. Swain picked up now for Darshan. So even from game to game, this is the swap now for Chronologic Gaming. That's no more of a Jackson or Relly in the top lane. They go for Swain, who he's going to be on the Azir this time, and a heavy AP composition coming in from Immortals for this game.
Yeah, and we still have 14 seconds to swap if they're going to go back and forth. The Vladimir's in top lane would survive via sustain against the Swain.
It does seem like it. He has Ghost in the mid.
Yeah. See some of those summer spells, and they got 2 seconds left. 20 seconds is where you stop, and yep, they swapped it back. So it is going to be Lissandra top. It's going to be Vladimir in the mid lane.
Swap them back. Everybody's got their play now in hand. We'll see what happens. Huni does get back onto kind of an aggressive champion, but it may not be the aggression he likes. He likes to continue fighting, and Lissandra's a little scary once you get into that fight if you're the one being focused in the way that Huni likes to play. So we're going to have to see how this one comes out again. Immortal says the experimenting could be the thing this season in a best of 3. We'll see if it plays out here in Game 2 of this series. Before we get into that game, be sure to update your predictions on Twitter using the hashtag IMTWin or the hashtag CLGWin. Chronologic Gaming looked quite good once they got that advantage in Game 1. Is it something they just found there, or can they repeat that once again here in Game 2? We're about to be on the Rift, and Immortals is looking to keep themselves in this Friday night series. It's Immortals versus CLG as we swap the sides, and we are on to the Rift.
And I was noticing the keystones when they were loading in, and Afromu has Windspeaker's Blessing on Alistar, and Alistar did take nerfs. The ultimate got nerfed to 50, 60, 70% now instead of flat 70 in all ranks. So he's actually very easy to kill early on, and we haven't seen too many Windspeakers recently, but Windspeaker's Blessing on Alistar was something that Adrian was doing and talking about a whole bunch very early on in last split. And it's funny because Adrian was the one who went to the international, or sorry, Afram was the one who went to the international competition at MSI, and he took Adrian's champion pool.
Basically, yeah.
Took his champion pool there, so there's got to be a little bit of bad blood there because Adrian's like, I came up with this stuff, and he wasn't the one who got to display it on the world stage.
Be like, I'll show you how to use it. Like, now he'll show you how to defeat it.
You play this?
You play this?
I play this.
I guess I play it. Well, here comes the early invades once again. We'll see if CLG once again tries to get a bit of an upper hand here, do some damage, blow a flash, figure out a way to have the advantage in the early game.
Yeah, I feel as though CLG may want a lane swap because they don't have a ranged support. I think that you try to avoid the 2-on-2.
Say it ain't so.
And I think that even for like the level 6 for Huni, once you're able to lock up Darshan's Swain, you make the Rek'Sai gank that much easier to pull off. So I think it's very beneficial to actually have your Lissandra against the Swain early on, even though the Swain is a big bully.
Yep.
But I definitely think that having your ranged advantage in the bot lane is worth a lot more too.
Looks like Darshan's going to try to get there right away. Same actually with Huni this time. Yeah. Just going to take a cow slap to the face. It's all right.
You gave him bandit gold.
He's getting rich.
Oh, yeah. Darshan got 1 CS throughout the queue. And Beatrice picked him up 1.
All right, so it's going to be slow play in the lane swap once again. We'll see if they try to trigger onto the middle lane very, very early. Paul Belter taking a beating here, coming into level 2 as he hits that very early and just puts every soldier he can right under his feet.
This is actually something we haven't seen in a very long time, is the top laners stick in the lanes for a good while, try to pick up some CS, and then immediately they go to the opposite side, both of them blowing their teleport to do so, not hanging around there because the jungler could show up. The junglers actually weren't pathing to meet these turrets. It would have been a 2-on-1 underneath the turret. Jungler wouldn't have been there.
It's funny how it all evolved as well too, Zyrene. Is the fact that for so long somebody would actually die in that situation and be like, you know what? let's just not go there anymore. We'll have the junglers actually approach.
Let's not do that.
Or the junglers stay in the jungle, rather, and then the top laners go to the other side.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more pressure if you keep your jungler in the jungle. And, you know, the dive really requires them, and you could have that 4-on-1 dive because
The
everybody's
factor of the
taking TP
unknown.
and stuff. But yeah, Darshan shows up to the top side as well with his TP.
It's a little bit slower here, even with the Trist on that side.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're actually just going to give this experience up. They have a bit of time to run away from it. Or they may just share this one out. No, they're getting away for Darshan.
Nope.
Oh, Aframu actually took some of that. You saw the two 250s go out.
Yep. It's 300 local and 100 to everybody. So Darshan was looking for that 400. Only got 250 out of it.
Got undercut.
Only about 250.
Mid lane, Xmithy showing a little bit of love to see if he can get Pole Belter to go aggressive as who he approaches the turret, but much quieter of a game here in the mid lane. Not as easy to gank Pole Belter, who he can get himself to safety as well. And
now Pobelter starts walking up towards that side. Takes a lot of damage here from Huhi. And Azir's a champion that he was showing up in the late game on. So if CLG it ends up going to late game, and that's usually what Immortals want here with the Vladimir pick, CLG are in a great spot with their composition as well. Oh.
all right. So jungler knowledge doesn't always feel good when you find him just at the edge of the lane. And now Xmithy's kind of like, well, I got to make up for that. Where can I go? Luckily, Aframu is already getting deep vision.
Yeah, Aframu getting the deep vision. Whoop! Hey, surprise! Finds Aframu, and Huni actually slips by there. And Huni ended up picking up another wave, so that's why the push is rather delayed. You can see on the bottom side, CLG aren't even at that turret yet. It's not even scratched, whereas Immortals are now at that top turret. They've already been wailing away on it for a little bit here.
Actually not doing too bad as either taking down turrets. They have the Essence Flux to speed up just a tad. Looks like Huhi's actually go up here, or Huni. Oh man, it's gonna happen over and over again, Aiden.
It's happening!
Huni. Go
do
up.
this.
Maybe they'll give him the local gold on this one to keep him going. He is going to be a carry factor. Like you said, an extra wave already, 16-9. So we could see Huni kind of popping off this game if he gets some more alone time with these turrets and the minion waves. CLG trying to scrap up what they can, just a little bit behind pace on this, but they should be able to catch up with the Tristana destruction.
Look like it's split gold again between the support and the top laner. So another wave is needed though. You have to wait for this next one. A little bit slow here, which allows Huni to hold that top wave. And Immortals actually didn't ward the lane. After this, you typically see the ward. Oh, well, hold on. Rainover.
Rainover gets boxed into the turret. Don't think he wanted this one, and he's going to have to get himself out very quickly. Darshan did get solo for that one.
Yeah, holds his flash. Has to actually go clear a camp out now and get a little bit of HP back afterwards. And then back and purchase. But that's the Emperor's Divide from Huhi. At the end of the day, though, it does actually end up not being that favorable for Huhi. Oh, and they're just going to shove this one in, too, so... Oh boy. Okay, so top lane right now, that ward is not in the right place. They're not going to see Stixay come out until a little bit later, and okay, he backs off anyway because he actually takes it from the timing.
Right.
Well played there, because that ward is usually further forward, and you have somebody who is in that top lane shoving with you ward the tri-brush so that they can't sneak around like that. Because if they had had both members there, CLG could have actually just come around, but Huni timed it.
Got pretty lucky there.
Yeah.
Even having his ward just a little too deep. I'll watch him make a teleport play on that in just a few minutes to come when we see Stixay up there by himself.
Could
Possibilities are endless.
And it's going, once again, towards these tier 2s. It just looks like both teams are content to open up the map.
Kind of like, get the income, use the income. Who can use it better at that point? We're okay with you getting this far into the map.
They just saw Huni pass by as well, so they know 4 members in this top side. They're just going to continue to push it out. And Huni is the one. He can't get close to this because Aframu could flash pulverize and then headbutt him back into the team. So he has to be careful.
Same push on the bot lane. This is what would be expected in the mid lane last time.
This is
guy's
big.
Just hanging out. And Counterlogic Gaming, from being behind turrets, now they're ahead.
Yeah, and they're going to keep pushing. They have the Tristana. Push, gets some damage on the turret. Huni has to actually equalize it out. And now you can see Wild Turtle, he's actually struggling to get to that turret. If you TP to this, you shut it down and you stop it.
It was a back, but it is actually going to be the TP. Is he able to stop that in time? It looks like he'll have just enough time to get there. And Stixay, or Wild Turtle rather, he's going to pressure it.
He can't get it.
I don't think he'll have enough. And the timing of CLG here, seeming like they're just a few seconds behind, pull it a few seconds ahead. And this lead may be lost here as Immortals is actually trying to route them through the jungle. Xmithy's just on the other side. He's going to try to deter them and say, no, turn around, walk this way. They bite for a second. Xmithy may have just disengaged that by attacking from behind, but he may be up the river without a paddle now.
Yeah, he has to kind of give him the runaround now. Try to execute.
Oh, 15 seconds. He was attacked by Rek'Sai. Looks like he's going to try to hop over the wall.
And he
they
just
walled it.
through.
Reignover can use. And it's just going to be the fight out. At least he kind of denies an assist coming in on this one. It is going to be a solo kill. No, there is an assist there. There must have been a speed up on Adrian. He must have hit Reignover with the passive.
Ended up giving him the E,
right?
The Tidecaller's Blessing, allowing him to actually do a little bit more of a slow, but still doesn't matter. Didn't get those autos off until it was worn off.
Immortals returning to the Dragon Pit. They had control over these and Rift Herald in game one. Still lacked the advantage, trying to find that now after they have a bit of, I'd say, a map control lead, but they're trying to recover this CLG, and this is where they were trying to find Huni. There's going to be a few more shots for him. He goes in the Frozen Tomb just for a second. Just for a second, but it's going to be a take. Oh! He waits for the jump, causes Stixay to blow his flash, which in the end may prove useful, but for now it means Huni down.
Yeah, Huni gets caught out. But like you said, up the river without a paddle, went too far forward, and that's what these lane swaps are trying to do, is open up the map so that these types of situations can happen for your team. Afromu plays it beautifully. Stixay is there as well. So jumps on him as soon as he uses his E to try and get away.
Little take of the red buff here, and we'll see this once again. It's almost like this is what CLG used to do. You can see the vision, right?
And then Afromu out of nowhere,
over the wall.
Flash, pulverize, flash headbutt, pulverize. And Huni actually blows his ultimate on himself there just to blow the flash afterwards. Stixay then, has to blow his to chase him down.
Good initial ward there as well to keep vision on wherever Huni could have gone in flashing.
Exactly.
But as I was saying, it kind of replicates what Counterlogic Gaming used to do with a slightly different comp. Before that would have been a Morgana binding Huni down, and then they would have just locked it up. Now it's an Alistar, now it's a Bard, Cosmic Binding, but they're still going back to the rotation game now, finding one or two people out and gaining the advantage there.
Yeah, rotation, and Afromu has always been a great pick player. Goes back to the Bard, goes back to the Morgana.
Seems like once he's in his opponent's head, he can always play the path they're going to take, and he makes it look seamless.
Yeah, and you actually have to worry a lot about him as a support. Most supports, like even just in like solo queue and like normal games and stuff like that, you don't have to worry about them too much, and it's like the Blitzcrank pressure is the only time where you're just like, he could be here. Well, Afromu plays like that with every champion, where you do have to worry about him possibly being over that wall and pulling you into his team, or his team and him engaging on you. So controlling the fog really well and actually getting these picks off.
See if Immortals can control Rift Herald once again. CLG will have eyes on. A level 4 Afromu is trying to front on a level 9 Reignover right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to get any closer than that.
Reignover, level 9 on this Rek'Sai champion that he's been fantastic at, honestly.
Yep. Very close to that Olaf play. His Rek'Sai so strong. Who he needs to step out of this one is Afromu, giving a bit of space to that bubble. They may not have enough to hold down the mid turret. CLG was able to drop this first in game one. We'll see how they can recoup dropping their turret first.
Yeah, it's so hard to lane against a Vladimir, so pushing him out of lane. Pobelter a little far forward, though.
Pulls out. They know he won't be returning, and that kind of gives them the room to re-engage or at least save their turret with a sliver of health here. And they finally get themselves off of it. Immortals looks like they're going to step back just for a quick 1-2. Wild Turtle seems like he wants it pretty bad. He's going to have to wait for the team to come back, though. Very, very slow game for the top laners. 12 minutes, 40 seconds in, and we're looking at 65 and 47 CS. So they're almost like hurt in this instance right now.
Exactly the same as their junglers. It's that synergy.
They are the exact same as their junglers.
Oh, he messed it up.
That's our featured matchup as well. And Reignover 2 games in a row has had quite a CS lead on Xmithy.
Yeah.
But Xmithy is working his resources very well with the little that he's actually been getting and the opportunities they're making.
Yeah, Reignover's the 1,000 gold up right now, so he's basically all of this lead. He has that kill from the first blood that he got on Xmithy, and he's been able to use the pressure. He ended up burrowing while they were doing Rift Herald to check and see if anybody else was around, and saw one person, saw Stixay. So he was just like, oh, there's only one guy, so let's continue to do it, and just have the rest of Immortals play to this side. And now Huni on the top side with that Rift Herald, he gets to push in a little bit more, clear out these pink wards if he can find them. Got one.
Here it is.
But that other one, though.
Cannot has. Xmithy. Looks like he might be coming up. Seems like
Oh, he used his E!
Xmithy will be seen at Raptors first. See how hard they commit on it? Like you said, used his E. There's no way for him to go anywhere. He's not TPing out, and he definitely wouldn't flash for that one. So Stixay, Alpha Moon, knowing they can pick up another kill, this will help Stixay get going a little bit more now, as that is 1-0-1 for him.
Yeah, no flash there from Huni to use, and didn't even use his ultimate that time.
No.
Possibly saving it for a TP play once he comes back up. And Pobelter.
Oh. Throwing down the ult, saying, we want this turret that bad. We're just going to throw ourselves at it. A few more hits, throw an auto. Not going to do it. Crimson Rush wears off. He doesn't get any extra healing out of that. And they kind of slowly keep wearing away at this mid turret. Get it eventually, but Chronologic Gaming putting a lot of defense and resources here. And it might actually catch Wild Turtle and Gang off guard. Wild Turtle sitting on 2,500 gold right now without spending it. That is dangerous to be fighting with outside. Looks like they will get it, and they'll have even more. So they're going to back off and go ahead and spend it.
Yeah, that 2,600 for him in the pocket. Woo! Back up, complete his Manamune, and start going towards that Iceborne Gauntlet, or maybe just finish the Iceborne flat out, because it's around 2,600 from the...
Yeah, it's a lot of gold. People yell at me on my stream when I'm out in the Rift with that much gold. Like, look at this silver guy. There's like a 5K on him.
Oh, aren't you gold now?
Go spend it. Shh. 15 minutes in. Looks like CS leads, other than what's happening in the jungle and the top lane, pretty much even here. We're expecting Huni to kind of go off in game 2. Not very happy with his game 1 performance, most likely on that Trundle. Back to somewhat of a carry, as the analyst has said, and most people were probably thinking he needed to be on.
Yeah, and the big thing for me is just backline access, because Huni is great at killing the backline and knowing when to dive, and that's what he wasn't able to do on Trundle. When he played Trundle into Jax, he was playing Jax's game, he was playing Darshan's game. Yeah. Even with the Rift Herald buff, he couldn't get an advantage, and all he had to do was split push, and it wasn't a good pick for him. Maybe it fit the composition, but it wasn't a good pick for Huni. Huni on this Lissandra, sure, it's an AP-heavy team, but now he gets to bully Stixay in the team fight. Stixay always has to watch out for him. Aflamu has to cover the possibility that the E can come towards Stixay.
Right.
And that's the thing, is Huni pressuring your squishies, pressuring your big damage dealers, is what he's all about.
He won't have a lot of safety for a while either. That's not a Mikhail's being built up by Aflamu. He's the Aegis right now. Looking for that locket. Huni can get himself out with the cleanse, but you're right. Huni's definitely going to have a target once he gets to that back line. Pushing another Ocean. Man, they're going to be able to hang out all day on the Rift now with that sustain. Mid turret still looking to go down on the side of Immortals, something they've been able to stop very nicely this game. Look how healthy that thing is. That means CLG will have a very hard time getting those forward wards in. We saw them controlling the map with last time. And Darshan, not as much safety. It's almost the people of, or the teammates of CLG are his wards. You can see adding safety down through the river.
This isn't TSM a year ago, Riv. His teammates aren't wards, they're people too. But yeah, CLG, they're kind of, like you said, using their bodies to check. At the same time, they do get some vision down there on the bottom side, and Darshan can't really push past this point. He will definitely know better, because his team was punishing Huni in that spot on the opposite side of the map. So decides to back right there, shoves the wave into Huni, and now it's kind of just it's one of those Dragon Ball Z games where you just power up 30 minutes and then you fight.
So what you're saying is they'll finish tomorrow?
Yeah. Tune in next time. They'll finish. You know, eventually. Maybe it'll go on another episode. We'll see.
Or season. Coming up on 18 minutes so far, and it's been a lot of objective action over to the side of Immortals. Like we said, those two Drakes, again, Rift Herald has gone in their favor. And Chronologic Gaming actually here on the back foot. They've found 2 kills on Huni in the top lane, but those actually haven't kind of rolled into anything. There's still waves back, CS back, and they need to get a foot in that door before they can push back onto Immortals. There might be a chance here in the top lane. Immortals finally grouping somewhere other than mid.
Yep, Pobelter gonna take a decent amount of damage now and tries to return.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, he doesn't have any armor at the moment.
I'll
He's
take
all
it.
magic resistance.
He had Crimson Rush up. A little extra healing there for himself.
Yep. Speaking of healing, we do have Xmithy, the jungler, dropping 800 gold into the Executioner's Calling, so that
There it
Stixxay can continue to go down his build path, the IE. It's a good pickup there, especially against Vladimir. I highly recommend it. It's just 800 gold. Pick it up.
It does so much. The return on investment there could win you a game.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's for every item, though. Great point. Great point.
Yeah, you think about it. I mean, Vladimir healed for 400 there. He would have healed for, since it's 40%, not 50%. It's a little bit more than that, so maybe he'd heal for like 240.
Cuz math.
Yeah. So that's honestly an 800 gold investment doing about 160 damage.
Whoa! And there it is in action. hurt me as Stixxay doesn't want another one of those. Actually got the Tides of Blood to go off before he channeled his jump, so Stixxay kind of toying with danger here. If Pobelter actually had any more to this top side, he'd be able to get the kill. But it seems like they're doing a slow 1-3-1 here as they put Huni to the bottom side, and they're going to start pressuring in on the mid lane now.
And with the 2 Ocean Drakes, you can continue to trade and then back off. And the next Drake, guess what? It's another Ocean. So if Immortals get their hands on that and have triple Ocean Drake at, honestly, it'll be about 22 minutes. And they're just in a great place to siege. And you can see, even with an Azir, Huhi still coming online. Does not have the Rylai's Crystal Scepter just yet. So waiting on that to come through. And then he really has a way to stop the siege, break the siege. But by that point, Immortals may have the desired items to continue poking and honestly have the Vladimir run straight at the backline. Oh, he hit Stixxay with it.
Should be all right. Stixxay gets out. There's the ultimate down from Pobelter, so it's a bit of relief pressure, but he can still continuously stay here. Ocean Drake Vladimir. That's going to be fun. 157 to 111 in the top lane CS. A 30 CS lead, looking at it for Pobelter, just about in the mid lane. Xmithy and Rainover is still kind of fighting to get their leads. And Rainover looking for wards as well that could help the team get the kills they need. Wow. Making sure Xmithy can't get to the fight really stop CLG from pressuring these turrets. Xmithy has to use his ult right away. It's almost useless.
Yeah, and you can see Pobelter still shoving in the top side, continuing to put pressure up there, eventually going to get this turret, and he'll take a couple shots here as Stixxay walks up. Doesn't go for the autos, though. He's going to be patient with it, apparently. And Immortals are playing this right. They're not engaging. They're not going for any fights in the mid lane as they have pressure in the top side. And Pobelter cannot be answered by a single member right now by CLG.
You know what CLG is thinking? Man, when you get beat by your own strategy in game 1.
Well, it's Pobelter. It's not even a guy who can TP into these fights, right?
That's true.
It's legitimately just split push and then the disengage. So they have the Nami to disengage if you tried to actually get in on that 4-man unit they had.
So much control over the map right now. So many deep wards as well, even on the off side of the map, which allows Huni to be that much more aggressive. And now we were kind of saying it was the level lead in for CLG last game. There's a bit of that over to the side of Immortals now in their carry players.
Yeah, their carries are definitely online right now. You see 20 CS up now for Pobelter, but that's the Ocean Drake coming online. Rainover, everybody backs on Immortals side. They make sure that they can actually have an avenue in. Huni, I bet he's going to back here, look for a teleport with the home guard after completing an item. If he stays on that pad.
Oh,
there we go. There's the teleport.
He's going to be quite far behind, but he has Stixxay or Goofy
if
he wants it. Stixxay's going to be right there. Frozen Tomb onto him, and he goes down immediately. Darshan still getting out. Bird form on, but there's nothing to heal from. And Goofy has to get out immediately. A well-planned attack by Immortals strikes to the heart of Chronologic Gaming, and they're going down mid now.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you can't do with a Trundle And Huni having that access to the backline, he'll blow up Stixay every time. The guy's got to start looking into a QSS, but that is far removed from his build because he's only at one item. He's looking at his Infinity Edge. He wants the damage because Pobelter, if you don't have enough damage to kill him, he's going to stay alive forever.
It looks like he knows it too, stepping to the front line. One Crimson Rush heal with the Spirit Visage puts him all the way up to full HP. And it's going to be possibly the fight. No, Aphromoo just throws down a heal. They're not going to look for the engage there as Huhi throws in. Soldiers! Huni goes right to the back. Huhi forced to flash out of that one as Stixay is trying to kite the fight with a few attacks. Huni again, every time the claw is out, the claw means go. And Immortals is right behind him. Almost 2 members of CLG down as Aphromoo just limps away. Now healing up on the fountain. This is going to mean another inhibitor turret and possibly inhibitor coming in for Immortals. And it looks like Darshan is going to try and come to the backside. A pincer move here. He's on to Wild Turtle, and Turtle channeled the ult, which made him stand still in that damage of Swain's ult for a little bit longer. Pobelter coming up huge with a Tides of Blood, a triple kill. Right off the explosion, and they are slowly whittling down Darshan now. He thought he was coming into a full team engage, but just watched his team melt in front of him as Immortals control Counterlogic's base.
Pobelter with the beautiful Tides of Blood. As soon as the Lamb's Respite falls off, it blows up. Had it completely charged, held it, threw it out, annihilates 3 members for the triple kill there, and Immortals get 2 inhibitors off of that. I was an engage too on the second half.
See that one more time.
Yeah, I'm dying to see that. Pobelter, he's going to run in and take about all his HP in damage from the turret. Tries to chase down Aphromoo. Stixay, Darshan, and Aphromoo all get away, but Huhi dives for Wild Turtle. It doesn't work out. Now Pobelter gets chunked out by the turret, and then they stay here. The teleport starts channeling right now, and Darshan is looking for the flank. So they're waiting for it. They're waiting for Darshan to get in there, but they actually don't have enough time because Huni engages, throws out the ultimate onto Xmithie, and then Xmithie is forced to pop the ultimate, which actually helps Huni stay alive. Pobelter charges it, gets 3 right off the bat there. Absolutely insane play there on the Vladimir.
The game was like, you're killing too fast. I can't even call it out. They are easily able to finalize Darshan.
Almost had a quadra there. Almost.
Both of these teams play so different once they have that little bit of a lead. They're so much more sure of themselves, confidence in their teammates to continuously going in behind each other. We saw how sure they were of Huni going in on each claw. It almost looked too dangerous. In front of inhibitor turrets, in front of Nexus turrets. But Immortals was right there behind, knowing they had the lead. Counterlogic Gaming still
Huni
not looking to give that up. Not looking to give up what they have, and Huni could be going down. Frozen Tomb on himself means Aphromoo is going to have a hard time getting away. Xmithie's taking it as the claw goes in. Respite goes down, and it looks like CLG's forced off of their own Kindred ultimate. That's going to be a double kill for Turtle as Pobelter picks up one more. The last auto attack from Wild Turtle picks up the triple. He'll chase down Stixay and should be able to finalize this one if they can ever find each other. And Immortals are going to be looking for the base.
Yeah, everybody on Immortals is like, we're going to get the base, and Turtle's like, my quadra though. And Stixay gets away.
There's something about Turtle getting quadra kills when his team is on the Nexus turrets. Almost happens once again. This time he does force Stixay to have the back very far from home. And it's going to be too long. He's not there to save the day. 11-3 in an even faster fashion. Immortals come back angry in game 2 and take it from CLG. We're going to game 3.
Yeah, 26.5 minutes there. Immortals swing back. And Huni with that backline access, absolutely big in setting it up. They didn't play the lane swap super fast. They played it slow. Huni's actually the only deaths on the team with 3, but they got the Vladimir. Pobelter plays incredibly well on that champion. Despite them, most of them being AP, they still are able to control the map. They don't let it get to the phase where you have somebody who can soak up a lot. And you look at the members of CLG, nobody's really going to buy a ton of magic resist on that team in the first place.
Exactly. You had kind of Afro